Welcome, everyone, to another episode of Business English Fun Time. Today, we're diving into those critical first moments at a new workplace. Emma, can you recall the first thing you said when walking into the office?
Absolutely. I remember feeling nervous and just managed a simple good morning. But I've noticed people sometimes say, "Hi, I'm new here," or even "Nice to meet you." Are those good alternatives?
They're perfect, Emma. Starting with a warm greeting like "nice to meet you" instantly sets a friendly tone. Interestingly, studies show first impressions are formed within just 7 seconds, so those early phrases really matter.
That's a quick judgment window. I wonder, does adding, "I'm excited to join the team," make me sound more approachable, or could it seem too eager?
Great question. Expressing enthusiasm actually benefits you. Research from Harvard Business Review suggests that positivity is contagious and can help integrate new hires faster. So, go ahead and share your excitement. Transitioning now, let's talk about that pivotal moment when you meet your manager. Emma, how did you approach this encounter?
I was honestly nervous, but I remembered to say, "Thank you for the opportunity." Is it standard to offer a handshake, or is something like a fist bump ever appropriate?
It depends on company culture. In many Western offices, a handshake is traditional, but some modern workplaces prefer a fist bump or even a friendly nod. The key is to mirror your manager's body language, a principle called interactional synchrony.
That's fascinating. To keep things professional, I also said, "Please let me know how I can help." Does that phrase signal the right tone for a new employee?
Absolutely. It shows initiative and a willingness to contribute. According to a 2022 LinkedIn survey, managers ranked proactive communication as the top trait they appreciate in new hires. Let's move on to a situation every newcomer faces: not knowing how to do something. Emma, what's your approach when you need assistance?
I try to be polite and say, "Could you please explain this to me?" Or, "I'm still learning, can you show me?" But I sometimes worry about sounding unsure.
Actually, that's a common fear. However, research by Stanford shows that asking questions demonstrates engagement and fosters team trust. Just avoid abrupt questions like, "What is this?" which might seem abrupt or unprepared.
Good to know. Would adding, "I'm eager to learn," help turn a weakness into a strength in these scenarios?
Definitely. Framing your uncertainty as a desire to grow signals that you're teachable and invested in your developmental trait, highly valued in collaborative environments. Switching gears, let's discuss one of the trickiest parts of the first day: remembering everyone's names. Emma, how do you handle this challenge?
I'll admit, I often forget names right after introductions, so I usually say, "I'm sorry, what's your name again?" And add, "I want to make sure I remember." Is that considered polite?
It's not only polite, but also shows genuine interest. In fact, a study by the University of Kansas found that repeating someone's name within the first few minutes increases recall by 34%. Taking notes can also help reinforce new names and roles.
I like that tip about notes. Would it be too formal to say, "I'm trying to learn everyone's name today"?
Not at all. Transparency about learning names usually earns goodwill. You might even inspire others to be more understanding and supportive as you settle in. As the workday winds down, wrapping up with the right words is just as important as your opening. Emma, do you have a go-to phrase before leaving?
I typically say, "Thank you for today," or "It was great meeting you all." But sometimes I wonder if I should say more to show I'm looking forward to coming back.
That's an excellent instinct. Phrases like, "I'm looking forward to tomorrow," express both gratitude and anticipation. According to a Gallup poll, employees who end their day on a positive note report 23% higher job satisfaction.
Wow, that's a big difference. I'll remember to end each day with positivity, even if I'm exhausted from all the new experiences.
Exactly. A positive sign-off helps you leave a lasting impression and sets the tone for the following day, making your transition smoother. Before we sign off, let's quickly recap some key phrases for first day success. Emma, which one stood out to you today?
Definitely "nice to meet you" for greetings and "please let me know how I can help" to show initiative. I also found, "Could you please explain this to me?" really useful for navigating new tasks.
Great picks. These phrases aren't just for the first day, they're building blocks for workplace communication. For example, "I'm looking forward to tomorrow" can be used after meetings or training sessions, signaling enthusiasm for growth.
That's true. Practicing these makes me feel more comfortable, and I imagine it would help anyone starting in a new country or culture.
Absolutely, Emma. Mastering these expressions can bridge cultural gaps and accelerate your confidence in any professional setting. Keep practicing, and soon they'll feel second nature.